two, three, four.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Jason Suel here for a little right about now. Betsy Rawlings back with me once again. Betsy, we missed you last week.
I missed y'all. Not so much that I didn't enjoy my trip, but
Right.
I did. I missed you.
I wouldn't have missed us at all. I got to be honest. You had a blast, though. So I think we want to play catch up a little bit.
Yes.
You sent over some images that I
did.
think we should let people see because they're just so fantastic.
Before we pop into our images, Jason, we're going to take our plane trip.
Oh, let's
I
do
brought
it.
you some service. You have a Diet
Ooh.
Coke and you have some Biscoff cookies because that's what you get on the plane.
I do not believe you
So-
ordered Diet Coke on a plane.
I did.
What?
I love getting Diet Coke on the plane.
Is
Nobody
that
knows
a
you're
little
getting it.
like a sweet treat, like a?
It is.
What's it called, a guilty pleasure?
I have my Diet Coke too. Right
Okay, we're flying away. Where are we
All right,
headed?
we are
Where are
flying
we
away.
headed to?
We are flying away to Olympic National Park just outside of Seattle, Washington. It is quite a trip. If you have not ever gone out there, Jason, have you been to Seattle? Have you been to
Yes,
that area?
multiple
Oh my
times.
gosh, it is gorgeous. It
It's
is
stunning. We,
absolutely beautiful.
Maybe I don't know how long. A few years ago,
Hmm.
took the trip to Seattle. Then we took the train from Seattle to Vancouver, and then we took
Oh
a
my
boat
gosh.
from Vancouver over to Victoria Island, which is the whole Pacific Northwest. It was
Mhm.
amazing.
Mhm.
But we didn't go to the national park. We're more city walkers, gawkers.
Yeah, we did. Well, I do want to make a trip back to actually just do Seattle. We talked about, because the shutdown happened while we were there, we talked about if we weren't going to be able to get into the parks, maybe going over to
Mhm.
Victoria. But
Did you go even like to the fish market?
No.
Come on, you got to
Mm-mm.
go back. You got to
We
do
didn't.
Seattle.
I am. We are going to go back. But this park, and I've been to quite a few of them.
Can I pull up pictures now?
You absolutely can pull up pictures now because we've made
We're
it.
there. We made it.
have
We've
flown.
landed.
We've made it. We've
That was
landed.
the easiest trip.
It was
that I have
so
ever taken.
easy. There was not a single delay.
I just flew to Orlando, and it took
Fantastic.
way more time than that. And that's closer
And
than
that is
Seattle.
so close.
That's wild.
And that's isn't that like a direct one now?
Yeah. So yeah, especially if you go on Allegiant out of XNA, you
Yeah.
can just get right there.
I mean, Allegiant is worth it if you make that trip.
If you can make the
quicker.
one, I agree. If you can do the, no layovers, no
Mhm,
stops, just go straight there.
Just go straight there.
But look at these pictures, Betsy.
Okay,
It's gorgeous.
and the pictures do not do it justice. There were colors in this area that I have not experienced anywhere else. And when I tell you that you are literally seeing so many different environments, it's unreal. We did this one particular hike called High Divide Peak. When you get to the very top of it, you are looking down into a rainforest on one side. You are looking down into a basin and 7 lakes. 7 lakes on the other side.
wow.
There were black bear all over the hills on the ledges on that side. It was gorgeous. You are looking across the way to Mount Olympus, the Olympic mountain, whatever it's called, and a glacier, a giant glacier. And then you are standing on top of a very mountainous ridge with massive high winds. We were watching clouds form and come up over the ridge and go across. It is like you are in some sort of science fiction movie.
Yeah, place
Like,
you never.
how is
Otherworldly.
this real?
Otherworldly takes you to somewhere else. I love that.
Some of the pictures that I gave you to show the land formations that create around all of this area, it's like artwork.
Mm.
Those are real things I was looking at, and it looks like you're looking at a painting.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful vegetation. It's just different
Mhm.
than we have here. I think anytime that you travel, personal opinion, anytime that you travel and you get to see something different, it kind of
Mhm.
transports you to another space, especially when you're going that is something that is simply outdoors.
Mhm.
You're not surrounded by concrete jungle as we so often are when we go on trips or whatever, and it really just takes you back a moment and helps to do a little bit of a reset, right? So I hope
For
you were able
sure.
to get that.
I do. Hiking is one of the times where I can actually take all the chatter that's constantly in my brain and put it on the back burner and mute it down, and I can just look and just be where my feet are, just right
Yeah.
there looking around. If you
touch
are
grass.
if
Touch grass,
touch grass,
as
like
they say.
exactly, get outside. And we had so that area is rainy anyway, and we happened to be on a very particularly rainy week. It it rained a lot on us, and
Did
yet
you
it
let
was
it
still
affect
worth
you?
it.
Did it ever get so much that it affected you?
No, I mean, we had rain jackets, we had extra clothes, and we just did it anyway. We hiked anyway.
I'm with you. You go
Um,
out there to do something, then do it.
then go and do it. Go actually enjoy where you are. And I mean, we weren't camping. It might have been a little bit more miserable if we were
Sure.
actually camping.
Sure.
We had a dry, warm place to stay. But if you have the opportunity to go outside and adventure, even around here, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be far.
Right?
You can
Go
get
do it.
outside around here and go do it, and it will give you a view of the world that you just can't get by staying in city limits and always walking down the sidewalk.
I don't know if we are just simpatico or, what our connection is, but this weekend, we went to Gainesville, went to Orlando, flew into Orlando, went to Gainesville, ended up back in Orlando with some friends. We're staying with some friends and got invited to a trip to walk down the Grand Canyon.
Oh, very, very, very cool. You're going, right?
Yeah,
Yes?
so it's not going to be until next fall.
okay.
So we
Great
got
time to go.
a bit
Yeah,
of time to plan it.
You got some time.
And I've been to the Grand Canyon before,
Mm-hmm.
and we walked a little bit on the trail, whatever, and then we just came back up, right? So, but we're gonna go all the way down with a group of folks and experience going down the canyon there to the river, and then coming back up. I think we're coming back up on the same side, so whatever
Okay.
side it is. So it's not like
Yeah.
south rim to north rim, but and you can camp at the bottom.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you going to?
No, I
No.
think we're just gonna go down and up in one day, and but it'll be a blast. So to your point, getting away, literally, we're gonna be in a canyon surrounded by. There's no phone service, nothing else is gonna distract you from your time, and I think that's really special.
And you can see when you go out into places like that, whether it's the Grand Canyon, whether it's Olympic National Park, whether it is Devil's Den just around the
Around
corner,
the street, yeah.
you can see
Lake Weddington,
Lake
I mean,
Weddington,
Lake Fayetteville, whatever.
just how crazy the earth really is. All of the different things that it does, all on its own, and the different layers and levels, and going into places that are less touched than what we see every single day.
It's a good reminder that this country and really the world,
Mhm.
there's a vast amount of wilderness
Oh
out
my
there.
goodness,
We
there
get
is.
so trapped in our cities and in our day to day that we forget that, like, I don't know, just drive from Fayetteville to Kansas City, and you're going to
Yes.
pass like areas where there's nothing.
Where there's nothing. I love that even in like the Springdale and Elm Springs area and
Yeah.
Fayetteville in certain parts, you can be in a neighborhood and you can drive, 2 blocks and you're on a giant farm and it's a
Yeah.
wide open and there's
Entirely
nothing
different.
there and it's so different. And I love taking time to slow down, to go out and like I said, just kind of be where my feet are.
Yeah.
Just taking in the scenes.
Well, I'm glad you got to experience that slowdown because let's rev things up
Let's do it
right now. So today we're going to be talking about a few different things. We're going to be talking about things that are happening around the area. We're going to be talking about some pop culture. And then you brought us an interesting story about paddle versus pickleball.
And
so
it's
what is
pronounced.
that?
It's not
Oh, it's
paddle.
padel?
It's
What-
padel.
padel,
which I
thank
was
you.
completely wrong about until I heard it pronounced.
Is
I
this
was thinking it was paddle.
okay? This isn't this. It cannot be the same thing.
It
What,
probably is.
what do you play it with?
So you play it with like a pickleball type
No, it's different.
racket.
I was
think.
watching something.
I think.
Maybe this is a future story. I was watching something where you it's almost like a claw. Like I can't do it. And you catch a ball
no,
in
I
this
know what you're
thing,
talking
and
about.
you-
That is different.
and you wing
Yes,
it, and
it
then it's like
almost-
racquetball,
Racquetball.
but with a different, not a paddle.
Right, but it's I know what you're talking
I
about.
got
cannot remember
engrossed
what
in
it's
a
called.
whole tournament the other day.
I'm sure you did.
And I was like, I can't tell. I couldn't tell if these things, if their hands were in them like flat-handed or if they had something they were holding on to because like the contraption comes over your wrist.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, what is going on inside there? Anyway, that's a
We're going to
fascinating
dig
game.
into that, and
Let's
we are
dig
going
into
to
that.
bring you that later.
That's right. Haha.
But today we
Yes. We're going to talk
you
about
got that, right?
padel
We are going
and
to talk
pickleball.
about padel versus pickleball.
Okay. Good. All right, all of that stuff's to come. Stick with us. We've got more right about now coming up right after this.
2, 3, 4. Two, three, four.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back right about now. We got several things to talk about. We just caught up with Betsy talking about the amazing time she had there in the Pacific Northwest, and obviously encourage you all to get out there and touch grass.
Imagine that. I'm
Can I just
encouraging
say
everybody to move.
all the slang? What do we want to say? Skibbity toilet, 6'7", touch
Yeah.
grass. What are all the kids saying these days?
There's more. So like, yeah.
You do you have the scoop? You have younger children than I do.
And
I
they
feel like.
actually were really making fun of me the other day about
It's easy to do.
it's easy. It's easier than I want it to be.
Right.
But I ride my cruiser bike. Yes, I now have a cruiser bike.
Do you? I want to dive into that topic, but go ahead and present your case.
So every weekend, I ride my cruiser bike over to Onyx on the Square, and I have my coffee.
Burn those
and
calories.
Ride my cruiser bike back, and I can't even remember. I just come back from my bike ride, and I said something about getting Violet a matcha, and one of my older
How
sons.
cool are you?
I know. One of my older sons calls me performative, and I was like, "Excuse me, what? What?
What does he mean by that?
And so apparently, performative now is like when we were younger, because we were at one point what we would call hipsters. So it's the people who are embracing all of the memes and the super current things, and they act like they originated it.
Right.
And like they
Okay.
don't want you to know that they are doing it, but they're making a really big deal about it.
Right. It's
So-
like that person who walks into the gym probably and is like lifting all this weight, really wants you to notice them, but also doesn't at the same time.
They're trying to
Yeah.
act like
nonchalant.
Oh, don't like it's no.
Don't look at me, don't look at me.
No,
Look at
but
me. Look at me.
look at me.
Yeah.
They're gonna make the big noises, and they're gonna
Right,
and they're gonna do the
right.
things like so. That is apparently performative,
Okay.
and so then they're
I
just
see.
cracking themselves up
Because they think, oh, you're doing all the trending things.
because
right
I'm
now.
old, so all of my glasses have blue light.
doesn't
in them,
matter.
and like
I feel
I
like,
do like
you know,
matcha,
hey, look,
and-
I'll join the team. Team
Yeah,
glasses.
See, I'm not the only one.
Oh, that's what you look like? I haven't seen you in 3
Oh my
years.
gosh,
I had face blindness right until this moment.
man,
Um,
take them back off.
I know, seriously. Oh, it would be easier. So yes, okay, so that's called performative when you sort of are doing all the things.
All the
I mean, the
things.
word originates obviously from a performance. So you're
Yes.
putting on a performance because you're joining in with all the current fads and trends.
Yes, so you have your you're being like LeBron James with your LV with
LeBron
the Labubu on
James,
it.
Right.
Like that's you're doing all of the things and acting
You
like
look
it's
it,
like,
you sound it,
Mhm.
you eat it, you breathe it. You don't want anybody to notice that you're doing it all.
but you actually want everybody to notice that
right.
you're doing it all.
I get it. I have to
performative.
say, I used to be that kid.
Where
I
you
in,
know I can
in
believe
college. In college, I feel like I was like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm blazing a trail. I'm the only one who is doing this, but I hope everyone
that.
notices that I'm
Everyone
doing it.
notices.
Right? Yes.
I can so see that, Jason.
What?
That does
Me?
not surprise
Performing?
me.
Ridiculous. I would never do that. Hang on, let me go grab my trendy outfit from the next room and then come
And
back.
come on back.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's good to know. I still don't really understand the phrase 6'7".
That one, I have come to just understand that is complete nonsense.
Yeah, I think for those of you who don't know, 6'7" is a phrase that the kiddos are saying now, and it
In case you've been
originated
living
from a
under a rock.
song,
Mhm.
and it kind of, in its early incubation phase, stood for like somewhere in between.
Yeah.
6'7", right? But now it is kind of morphed into just a phrase that the young people say that really doesn't relate to that at all, and who
It
knows
just
when they're
comes
going to
out
say
of
it.
their mouth at random times for no apparent reason, and
Right.
then they all
Laugh. If you ever hear, I mean, even if you hear somebody counting and they count up and they go 6,
6,
7,
7. They will all
crack
just
up laughing.
die.
And I'm like, I mean, it can't be that funny, but apparently it is.
It is.
I don't know.
It is. There had to be things that we used to laugh like
I
that about.
guess. I mean, I feel like we were saying things like cool, awesome,
Yeah,
wow.
pretty basic, generic
I mean, it's kind of,
things.
it wasn't so inside that you didn't know what it meant.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
I know what, even if I didn't say awesome when I was growing up, I know what awesome means.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
I get it. Cool.
Oh.
But anyway,
All the things.
let's move on to maybe something we
Let's do
know
it.
a little bit
Okay.
about. So the square to square is coming up, Betsy.
Square. Jason, have you ever done the square to
I
square?
have never. I have ridden that many miles, but I have never
Yeah.
done.
So this
the
is
square to
actually the
square.
10th anniversary of the official square to square
Wow.
race. And they've actually flipped it. So it used to be you could keep up with what direction it was going because you would fall down. So you would go
fall
from
down
Bentonville
and spring
to
up.
Fayetteville.
But
and
they
then
don't
you'd
do that
sprint up.
anymore?
They flipped it
What?
this year for whatever reason. I guess because it's the 10th.
Well,
and
now I feel
don't
like
know.
an idiot because I've been
They
telling people
flipped
fall
it.
down, spring up.
So now this year you're going from Fayetteville to Bentonville in the fall.
Okay.
Friends, no. Trade it back.
You know, okay, not a fan. Hot take. Why?
Let us just remember that it's fall down and spring
I know it just
up.
helps a little bit. Do you think it has to do with the cities and maybe I don't know the different construction zones that are going on?
There has to be a really good reason, and I looked for one, and I really could not find a valid reason as to why they changed it this year to go from Fayetteville to Bentonville in the fall. But it is the 10-year anniversary, and if you have not ever done this before, it's a 30-plus mile bike ride all along the Greenway. And over the years, it has gotten better and better and better because the Greenway has gotten more and more extensive. So there are very, very few times that you are ever crossing a major intersection. You're on trail the whole time. And they put a whole bunch of pit stops along the way that you can hang out at. One of them is Onyx on the Springdale Square. And you can you can go as fast or as slow as you want.
Yeah, and I don't feel like what I have come to understand about this thing is it's not necessarily competitive. It's more community.
No, yeah. Now there's always every year there's those people on their super speed bikes
Yeah.
that have to go in the very front of the very first wave, and they are just really trying to see how fast they can do
I
it.
mean, what are they going to come in? 6, 7?
Right, 6, 7.
I don't know.
maybe. But most of the people are just traveling in great big groups, chatting with each other, hanging out at the pit stops, getting to know people they didn't know before, forming groups to go ride together later. It has really become a very community-oriented event, and I love that.
Yeah, 100%.
What
I mean,
an
those are the
easy,
best
great
events to be a part
way
of.
to meet other people that are interested in the same things as you.
And in addition to that, which I totally agree, there has always been, since I have lived here, which is going over 16 years now,
Mhm.
this weird competitive nature between the cities of Northwest Arkansas.
Yes.
And I get it on one hand. I get like you want to advertise yourself so you get people there and the tax dollars that they spend at the supermarket go to your city.
Go to
Like I
your
understand
city.
the competitive aspect of that.
Mhm.
My nature is just to unite people. And so I am always like, this is Northwest Arkansas. This is a region. This is an area of the country, and we can all unite. But there are few and far between are the events that actually do bring the whole
Mhm.
community together. And this one does that.
And this
you're
is
riding,
one of them.
You're riding through Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers. You could keep on going to Bella Vista if you wanted
You
to.
absolutely could.
Right?
You
So,
absolutely could.
Like it is sort of Northwest Arkansas encompassed there on the Razorback Greenway, and that's one of the things I really like about it.
It is a really, really cool ride. And they used to, so a long time ago when I first moved up here, Rush Running they would run every spring and every fall from Bentonville to
Yep,
Fayetteville.
I
or
remember
Fayetteville to
those days.
Bentonville. And then it turned into the bike ride
Right.
and became more of a city sanctioned thing. I'm with you. The cities are all have grown so much at this point that you don't even realize you're out of one before you're in.
Right. Which we
the
all knew was
other?
coming.
We
knew
all
that
knew
was
was
coming.
coming.
Right. And now we're kind of in that moment.
Right. So just, let's just embrace that we're all one great big region that is a
Right.
complete bubble from the rest of Arkansas
Yeah.
and go with it.
It's a, what do you want to say? A metroplex.
Yeah.
It's a larger area than just one city.
Than
and
just
and
one.
I have always been of the mindset that we are stronger together,
For
right? Than we are
sure.
divided. So anyway, I think this event is absolutely great. Now let's talk about one city specifically.
Let's do it.
AQ Chicken House has announced
AQ.
it's reopening. I think a lot of the people were on the maybe not on the fence, on the edge of their seat, trying
Yes.
to figure out what was going to happen with AQ Chicken House.
So it was AQ. If you were not around when AQ was here, if you're fairly new to the area, AQ has been around since 1946, 1947.
Long time.
Long time. It closed down in 2023. It was a family-owned business from the very, very beginning, and the family was getting older and retiring and ready to get out. And so a capital group in the area did purchase it, saying they were going to bring it back eventually.
That's right.
But then we just kind of lost it. Like
Yeah,
it was
we lost
gone.
touch with it. We kind of forgot about it. I'm sure some people didn't forget about it,
I'm
but like
sure they
the
did
collective
not.
community were like, okay, yeah, AQ Chicken House was a thing that
Mhm.
happened, like a past tense.
So then this group, Catalyst Capital Group, they were going to put it in Elm Springs and make it some gigantic thing. And then that all just kind of fell through. So fortunately for us, and I'm actually really excited about this reiteration, they are keeping it in Springdale. They
Yeah.
found a spot in downtown Springdale right next to Onyx. It all comes back to coffee, Jason.
That's right. I guess so. Coffee drinkers, you
Um,
rejoice.
But
I'll
it
be
is
over here
right,
with my
right
white
next
teeth.
to Onyx in downtown Springdale. And it is actually set to reopen in spring of 2026. And they have signs up and they have put stuff on the windows. I actually believe it's coming back now.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, it was. It was announced at recent several like chamber-based
Mhm.
events that were happening in Springdale. Everyone is excited about it because it does have. For those of us who have been here for a minute, we remember AQ Chicken House. We
Mhm.
remember it. I don't know, the chicken, great. The atmosphere was even better.
Was even better.
And the fact that it was a local business.
Mhm.
Right now, I feel like so much of our attention in this country and in communities like Fayetteville, like Bentonville, like Northwest Arkansas goes to focus on those local businesses, support local. This is one of the OGs that
Oh,
was
yeah.
had been around forever and ever, and somehow it I don't know. I don't want to speculate on what caused it to close, but over the years, they closed.
Yeah, they did.
So they're coming back and they're in a beautiful new space down there in downtown Springdale.
It's
However,
gorgeous.
I will say
Mhm.
there was something really unique about having those standalone brick and mortars that were AQ Chicken House, where this feels
Yes.
like, I mean, it's great. I'm all in, very modern,
Mhm.
but it's part of a building structure that houses other things as well, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be. I don't see this being the great big. It looks like you're walking into your grandma's
Right.
house.
It's like almost like a plantation look to the one in Fayetteville, a plantation
mhm.
home,
And
look. And
the
even the one
inside
in
was
Springdale had like a weird silo kind
Yeah,
of thing for
you
a while.
were divided inside. It was divided into almost like giant eat-in kitchens.
Yes.
And each little section was kind of kept a little bit smaller that way so that, I mean, you did feel
It
like you were
fostered
going
community.
you were going into somebody's house to have a dinner. But they do say that they're going to keep some of the original recipe and they're just going to update a few things. They better not touch that chicken recipe.
No, the chicken recipe was unmatched. It was
You just
unique.
can't beat it. And getting it over the coals, so they would fry it. Again, if you've not ever had this before, they fry it. It's fried chicken, and then they put it back on the grill and blacken the outside
It was so good.
with some extra seasoning on there. It would make me eat meat again.
Right. You would return
I would come back
to the land
just
of
to
the
eat-
living.
just to eat the AQ
Yeah.
chicken.
A few less Biscoff cookies and more chicken.
A little more
There's
chicken.
more protein in that,
There
Betsy.
is more protein in chicken than the Biscoff cookie, but I do really like the Biscoff cookie.
I know. They're delicious.
They're so good.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Great. So that's a good place to take a break. We got more to talk about, but those are two big kind of Northwest Arkansas exciting things that are happening. So let's come back and let's jump into this debate over padel, pickleball. What other racket sports we can find to debate
Love
about?
it.
We're gonna have
Let's
that
do
for
it.
you when we come back.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we got to jump right into. I don't like debate. I don't like the word debates, but we'll call it a debate.
It's a debate.
So, over the last, I don't know, decade, maybe more than that, but around that time, pickleball has become huge here in the United States. If you
Yes,
haven't
giant.
played it, you know someone who has played it, and they probably talked your ear off about some kind of strategy or some kind of new equipment that they have or whatever the
Tried
case
to
may be.
convince you to come play with
You
them.
got to come play. I know that our family gets out all the time. Whenever we can, particularly on a Saturday, we love to go play.
It's fun.
It is fun.
It is.
And I think the thing about it is that it's accessible because the rules are not that complex.
Mm-hmm.
You already know how to play it. If you can play like ping pong, it's like giant ping pong,
Mm-hmm.
sort of. I mean, the scoring's a little bit different, but like it's not hard.
Right.
Um,
And it can go as fast or as slow. Like,
Yeah.
you can keep it a slower paced game. You can make it a fast pace game.
Right.
It really is great kind of for anybody.
And also the nature of the balls that they use, because
Mhm.
they're more or less like a wiffle ball, like
Yeah.
it has holes in it that lets air through.
Mhm.
So it's not like you're really spiking these things like you would like a tennis ball, right?
And
That's going to
have you
travel
seen some-
faster.
some
I know they
pickleball pros?
can. Some pros can.
No, but it's not going to be a tennis ball. It's
No,
not a tennis
it's just different.
Mhm.
But all that to say, there's been a resurgence of a different sport that looks very similar recently, and Betsy is going to bring us more on padel, and pickleball. What do we need? What is padel?
Okay, so padel has apparently been the pickleball of the rest of the world for quite a while, and we in the U.S. are just now actually kind of starting to grab onto it and bring it here.
Okay, here we
It
go. I got some
is-
padel pulled up right
It
here so people can
is a
see.
mix of tennis, pickleball, and racquetball. It all got started like a long time ago, actually, in 1969 in Mexico. A businessman was wanting to build a tennis court. He ran out of space. So the court is about a third of the size of a tennis court, very, very similar to a pickleball court size. But then it's got walls like a
Right,
racquetball court would.
Sure.
Mhm. And so you're using a paddle more like a racquetball. Like
Whoa,
a,
that guy just went outside and
Yes,
hit the ball back
you
in.
can go. Here's the thing. This game has to be played in doubles. You can't, it's not ever played singles. You got two people playing on each side. And you can actually go outside of the court.
Right,
out of
because if the ball
walled
goes out there,
room
yeah.
to keep the ball in play, to hit it back and keep the ball in play, as long as your other player is still on the court to be able to receive and return the ball. It's faster than pickleball would be, no kitchen, and it has become a major craze with all sorts of famous people getting on board with it. Eva Longoria, Derek Jeter, Jimmy Butler, Adam Levine are all playing it. Adam Levine actually talked about it when he was on Jimmy Fallon.
Right.
He said that he discovered it on vacation with Michael Bublé. I mean, what kind of like?
First of all,
I
come
was
on.
on vacation in Mexico with Michael
With
Bublé,
Mike.
and we played.
Just get out.
padel. I'm like,
Get out. If
you've
that's your
lost me.
opening
I'm
sentence to an
done.
interview, I cannot relate to this.
But
level.
he fell in love with it there, and they have started playing it in the U.S. now when they're not.
Listen,
on
I
Voice.
played a mean racquetball game
Mhm.
when I was in college, and then when I lived over in the UK, I played squash regularly.
Which
I
is
was in a
extremely
squash
similar,
league. It's
right?
very similar because you're hitting
Mhm.
off of all the surfaces, and you're kind
Mhm.
of in a cube, right, or kind of an elongated. I don't know, what do they call that? What's that called?
I mean, it is a court,
Right, but what's the word for like a box? A box,
a box.
maybe.
Or-
Anyway,
It's a box.
whatever you played on, I did that
Okay.
thing. And so it had, you
We're
know,
gonna
you could
Google
play off
this.
the
I don't
back
have a
wall
computer.
like we were seeing with these folks were playing off of the wall. And if you hit it outside. So do you score in this game when you don't hit the ball? Is there an out?
There, from
Because you
what
said you
I understand, it's
can't
when
go too far.
you don't hit the ball. When you
Right,
cannot
if it hits twice.
return the ball,
'Kay.
right, then you then you lose the point. The
You
other team
forfeit
gets
your-
the point.
Yeah,
the point.
okay.
It's literally just called a squash court. They don't like call it anything.
Oh, you just looked that up? Squash
Yeah.
court? Okay.
I did.
Thank you.
It's not called anything different.
Okay, so the difference here, though, in this one, I mean, I'm sure there's a ceiling up there somewhere, but there's not a ceiling over the court. So
Right,
the
there
ball
is
can go up
not.
high.
It can.
It could go out over into what we're seeing right now is kind of the red area out into the
Mhm.
stands, and you can run out there and hit it back into the court. Just kind of like you would on volleyball, right?
Mhm.
As long as you get that volleyball back over the net,
As
it doesn't
long as
matter
you
if you
get it back
leave the
over.
court.
Doesn't matter. You can go
There he
all the
goes.
way
Boink.
into the next court over because, yeah, there is no actual ceiling. It is just your four walls and then the floor. And when I first watched this, I was like, they're just playing racquetball, but it's people on two different sides rather than they're both on the same side facing the same direction. But it's not. They're serious about this thing.
All right, I'm going to bring another sport to your attention.
Let's
Now, this
do
is the
it.
one that I brought up earlier today, where they play with a
And I think you invented this in your head.
right. I can you're going to have to come over here and see a clip in
Okay.
a second. They play with this contraption on their hand that makes them look like I don't know. They have a contraption
The
on their
claw.
hand. It's like a little bit like lacrosse.
Okay.
You catch it
Mhm.
and you wing
Fling
it
Okay.
with the same thing. It's like a curved thing.
Yeah.
The sport is called JLA. Ever heard of JLA? Okay. The setup for this YouTube video is called "The History of JLA: America's Forgotten Sport." For much of the 20th century, JLA dominated the Miami sports scene, attracting crowds as large as 15,000. Today, the sport's barely hanging on in America, and so this kind of documentary clip goes into what happened, why nobody watches it or plays it anymore. As I said earlier in the show, I found myself enthralled this
gosh.
week watching a tournament
Okay.
take
So
place.
they are like holding on to
Yeah.
it, but then it.
People are playing it for sure. So this is what it looks like right here. You can
Yeah. I'm gonna
here.
here.
Let me-
I'm gonna
yeah,
come on.
come on over.
You're gonna lose me for a second.
Yeah, that's all right. Here's the sport right here. Get into my camera.
Coming all the way over.
You can still
All right.
talk.
I'm gonna keep
Well,
talking to you. Sort
This
of.
is just a clip of
I know.
old times. Oh,
Now
yeah.
now we're watching.
now we're
people
just
watch
watching
it.
spectators. Here we go. There he goes. You see the thing? I can't tell if his
crazy.
hand is flat
Okay,
or if he's
so
holding on to something that's
Have you
inside
ever
of that.
seen like the kid sport, the summer thing, and they're made out of plastic, and they're about that size
Okay.
and shape, and it's a little. Well, they're smaller than that, but
Sl- That's the court. You just wing that thing down there.
it's with all of the little like. It only comes out in the summer, but I've seen a shape like this before, and you're supposed to play this little game.
I have seen this shape too, and I did not know what it was for. Obviously,
now
they're
we
talking
know.
about its heyday, Miami Vice, all of this stuff.
Oh my gosh!
But anyway, this is still played today. It just obviously isn't as prevalent as it once was in the United States. So I don't know. Is it making a comeback? I have no idea.
We're gonna watch for it now, though.
But now we're going to watch for it. I know. I got to learn more about this sport. And I could be butchering that name. It's JAI, different word, ALAI.
I mean, I would look at that. I knew how to look it up after
right
you said
after
it.
I said it.
So
Ooh, this has, yes, there's a lot of like mafia themes going on. Maybe that's why in this video they're discussing why it lost its popularity. I don't know, but fascinating. Anyway, the positive thing to take away from all of this maybe is the fact that people are getting out and playing some racket sports, which is really cool, and finding new ways. You know, for a long time it was just tennis. Everybody went and played tennis, and now we're playing some different sports.
I love that. I love that there's more sports out there because not everybody fits into every box.
Yeah.
I loved to play tennis. My shoulders got to where they didn't like to serve the ball anymore. I was able to move to pickleball and keep getting to play that fun kind of
Yeah,
camaraderie game
totally.
without as much pressure
What are
into
you
my
stronger, the
shoulder.
backhand or the forehand?
In tennis, my backhand was stronger. In pickleball, my forehand is stronger.
Oh, interesting.
I know.
What do you
Isn't
think
that weird?
what is it cuz you're not the same age as you were when you were playing
Probably.
tennis?
Probably. I was a two-handed backhander though.
Okay, yeah.
And in pickleball, that's a lot harder to do.
Mhm.
And I wonder if that's
My
part of
dad
it.
was a two-handed backhander every time he held a paddle. Ouch.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Just kidding.
Oh no! Go get the switch from the tree.
I know, seriously. Okay, so wow. All right.
I am already. I'm enthralled with this thing. It looks like a giant claw.
Doesn't it look kind of bizarre?
Oh, that's
That look
crazy.
I don't know what they call it. A glove, it's not a glove or a paddle. It's both.
It's both.
It's a yes and contraption. So anyway,
All right.
that's out there. You can go watch that.
There you go.
Hey, let's when we come back, let's hop into some pop culture. There's several things to discuss,
So many
including 25 years of Gilmore,
Gilmore Girls.
and I
Such a
want to talk
fan.
about what everybody's talking about in Hollywood right now, and that's the AI actress Tilly Norwood, and can't wait to get into that. It seems
Let's
like you have
talk.
opinions, so we'll have that for you when we come back.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, we're back. We've been talking paddle sports all during the break because
Much.
fascinating.
It is. I cannot get over this new
A little JLA.
JLA game, and I'm going to
Something.
have to learn more about it. It
You-
has been around an extremely long
A
time.
long time. How would you say 1800s?
1870. Is that what I said? 1875.
Wow.
Mhm.
So, yes. Wow. This year would be I can't do that quick math.
Don't ask me. Stop.
150-year anniversary of that game being in existence. So
Wow.
that's wild. Something that is not very new to being in existence is this AI actress that Hollywood is all up in arms about. If you haven't heard, Tilly Norwood is this, I'm going to say actress in air quotes because
As you should.
it is AI generated, an AI generated entity. I read an interesting article today. Let me see if I can pull up something here so that we can see what this looks like. But I read an interesting article today. There's Tilly. Is this just a stunt? People were asking, or is it an actual threat? All of these images you're seeing, just let me reiterate, all of this stuff looks real, not real. Okay, it is AI generated, and they're talking about she's going to be the next it girl. They're going to put her in AI generated movies. She is an potentially future AI movie star. Now, as you would imagine, Hollywood and SAG-AFTRA and all of the unions are very upset about this and up in arms because AI is coming for people's jobs at the end of the day. You know, we even are friends with a local, nationally recognized voice talent here in the area, Jen Sweeney, who has lost a couple of gigs due to the fact that they have replaced her human voice with an
With AI.
AI-generated voice, right? So now in that space, in the podcast world, in voiceover acting, and now coming for real humans on screen, it just begs the question of should we be getting on the bandwagon with this or not? Like, what's the deal?
Personally, I don't think we need to be jumping on the bandwagon. I want to keep pushing back against it. AI definitely has its advantages. And the fact that our brains have been able to come up with all of this, create all of this, and we can make it look so real
Yeah.
is, I mean, that in itself is just dumbfounding that someone was smart enough, that a group of people were smart enough to come up with this. And I am sure that there are some great applications for it.
For this technology, sure.
However, let art be real.
Yeah.
Let it be real people.
I feel like there's got to be an application for this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. Something that's not taking jobs away from
Right.
human beings, but something that is, instead of taking away from, it's adding to the conversation.
I mean,
So
I have found it helpful, like when I'm doing a Google search, for it to come up and give me a quick synopsis. But even that you do have to watch sometimes, because it will come up with some crazy stuff.
right, totally.
Like that's been handy, having Copilot to rewrite or help me edit
with
something
better wording. Sure.
Right, has been handy, but having an actual person behind what's being said, what's being done, keeps a different feeling in there.
So my question is, like, what other space can we put it in? Because right now we're trying to put this Tilly Norwood or this AI generated thing into things that humans already own.
Oh, mm-hmm.
Can we make something else? Can we do holograms? Can we do some other form of entertainment that doesn't normally exist and that doesn't have a union around it, so that we're adding to the entertainment conversation with a different, subgenre, rather than taking away from the current thing? I bring up holograms. I think we're closer and closer to getting like full immersive experiences. Right now we have television. We watch a screen. I think we're closer and closer to projecting that out into our homes and experiencing the television. And maybe that's an application for someone that's AI generated. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm trying to make it work and say, maybe there's a place for this in the future, but right now doesn't seem, it's not right about now,
Exactly. Yeah. I love how you pulled that in.
Yeah.
There. But like, okay, so if you go to the Sphere in Vegas,
right.
They have these animatronic robots that
if you
work
go to Chuck E. Cheese, they have
animatronic robots.
Yeah.
But they work on AI, so you can have a conversation with this thing, and it does feel like it's having a conversation back with you. That's really cool. So I mean, I could see where in museums and in where it is getting harder and harder to find people who want to walk you around the museum and tell you what's going on.
Maybe, tour guides.
That's the word I'm looking for.
Sure.
Or
even if you go to Disney World or whatever, like every ride you go into, you have some kind of visually component at the beginning.
So in a situation where where you are fully aware that what you are interacting with is not an actual human.
Where you're not going to be duped into thinking,
right,
I thought that was real.
In that instance, my brain is completely fine with that.
Yeah.
It's when we look at these things, these pictures, like Tilly, and it seriously looks like a young lady is standing outside a coffee shop with an iced coffee in her hand.
Right.
And you could walk up and shake her hand and say hello, and you cannot.
Right.
She is not real.
You cannot.
That person, in quotes, taking over a job that someone else who is actually living and breathing and has put their life into learning and honing their craft, and their livelihood relies on it.
Right.
Putting her in their place just really doesn't sit well with me.
No, I'm with you.
It's one of those moral conundrum questions where it's like you don't really know how to explain why it's wrong.
Right, it's wrong, but you feel like it's wrong.
But you feel like it's wrong.
Yeah. 100%. Totally agree. Yeah, I mean, her Instagram, I've got it pulled up right here, and just looks so real.
She does. I mean, they've done interviews with her, and you would have no idea that this was not an actual human.
Right.
But she's not.
Not.
She's not real.
Well, speaking of some things that are real, can we flip over and talk about Gilmore Girls?
Let's do it.
I
now,
know
these are real people.
They're real people, and this show was hugely popular back in its heyday. 25 years after its premiere, Gilmore Girls still draws fans to small-town Connecticut.
Back in its heyday, it is still hugely popular now.
That's true. I mean, my daughter just binged the whole thing maybe 2 years ago or something.
My girls have gone through it a couple times. I've gone through it quite a few times. I actually owned the DVDs of the seasons.
Nerd.
I know of all of this. Now the people are real. The actual place, Stars Hollow, is not.
I've been there. Do you know where it is?
It's in Connecticut.
It's on the Warner Brothers lot in California.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, I've been to that very gazebo that we're seeing right now.
That's just like people swear that they have been to, the Friends, and it's
Right. It's
no,
that
it
that
was
didn't
on the lot.
exist.
That didn't exist.
Yeah.
It was
No,
not there.
I mean, it was fascinating to be there. We could
Yeah.
literally see that little square and
Mhm.
what's the guy's name who had the coffee shop?
Luke.
Luke. Yes, his place was there too. Luke, was it called Luke's Place?
It was called Luke's Diner.
Luke's Diner.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so anyway, we've seen all of that stuff, but the external shots, right? The exteriors were all
Yes.
taken from a real place in
Yeah.
Connecticut. But
Now,
those
Amy
interior
Palladino,
shots
she did
different.
take all of this. This is based off of places in Connecticut that she grew up around.
Right.
Is where she envisioned all of this and built all of these scenes, and exterior shots were filmed in New Milford, Connecticut. And then the other one, I cannot remember what the other one is called. It's right next to it, though. I will find it here in a second. In those two places, especially the New Milford, Connecticut, because that's where the gazebo, the
Big
actual
connection to
gazebo
that
is.
town. Yeah.
People flock there in order to take pictures with the different scenes around the Gilmore Girls. And for the 25th anniversary, they had a great big weekend in the life event where you could actually go through, walk around Stars Hollow, and many of the actors and actresses came back to this area so that you could have meet and greets.
Oh, wow.
You got to take pictures with Luke.
N-
And it really just
Washington,
shows,
Connecticut, it
That's
says,
it,
is the other
Washington,
town.
Connecticut. It really just shows how much of a through line this show has. So
What do you think is and was the most endearing thing about the show that caused viewers to have such a connection that they keep coming back 25 years after its premiere?
I feel like they did a really, really good job. Amy Palladino did a really, really good job of keeping it obviously scripted, but a little bit more real. They let Lorelai be a mom who you knew that she had financial problems, but she was able to handle it. She had a rough relationship with her parents but wanted a better relationship with her daughter. They let Rory be young and make mistakes, but have the through line of she wanted to be good.
So it wasn't
and-
necessarily, I don't know. I mean, I know the Brady Bunch, I was about to speak of that show. They had problems too.
right.
But shows like that from maybe a bygone era
Mm-hmm.
didn't necessarily deal with the same, as you call it, real problems that this
Right.
show kind of addressed.
And it didn't always wrap up in a single episode. You didn't necessarily have a very specific problem at the beginning that was solved by the end. The story was a continuation. It wasn't just single segments. You were just continually growing with them and moving through their life. And I mean, the dialogue was fun and
Yeah.
fast, and it's witty, and it had all of these pop culture references, so it felt current, and it really gave you the whole show. The town of Stars Hollow is just kind of that quintessential, like, you want to live there.
You wanna live there.
You want to live in the little community where everybody knows everybody, but you don't really want them to know everything about you. But it's great that they know everything about you.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's Cheers, right? It's Cheers in a
Yes.
town.
in a town, I loved it. My daughters love it. I still love it. I shouldn't say loved.
Right.
Love it.
You got to go watch it after this.
I'm gonna have to go watch it again. I know you said Poppy watched it. Did you ever sit down and watch it with her?
Pippi.
Pippi?
Um,
I'm so sorry, Pippi.
I watched segments of it. That's how much.
Of
Yeah, you
course
gave me
you
like an
did.
eye roll.
Of course you
That's
did.
much of a fan I am.
Segments.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I couldn't really find a strong connection point. The guy I connected with was Luke, obviously. I think if I sat down and watched it, I would enjoy it, but I ain't got time for that.
I do think it was. I mean, obviously, it was aimed more towards females.
Yeah. Young ladies,
Um,
for sure. I mean, it's a coming of age story in a lot of ways because you watch them grow up.
Yeah,
Even
you
the
did.
mom
Even the mom.
grows up.
And she did, because she was a very young mother, and they did not hold back on letting that be known. And you watched them
Yeah.
both grow together. It was just a really, without it being some sort of sappy, heartfelt
Yeah.
thing, it was something that you wanted to come back to, and it was comfortable to sit and watch, and it felt like you were interacting with your own friends and the people you knew.
100%. Okay, we got to get to this story before we
Okay.
go, and that is that for the fourth time in history, Betsy, we have a $1 million grand prize winner on the Wheel of
On
Fortune.
the Wheel of Fortune.
And which is kind of notable too, because Ryan Seacrest has just recently taken over as one of the hosts of that show with Vanna White. So after Pat Sajak left, that was probably, I don't know, a year and a half ago or something.
That sounds about right. Yep.
So congratulations to Christina for pulling it off. She bought more than just a vowel. She got 1 million smackers.
She is the fourth person in Wheel of Fortune history to win the $1 million. So only 4. And before she actually, her winning puzzle
That photo
came
right
up,
there says it all. I know you can't see it, but
they
she
were
is
talking
stoked.
about, Ryan Seacrest asks her, what would you do if you won the $1 million? And she said, well, I might have to, put in my 2 weeks notice.
Yeah.
Just being facetious. And then she wins and comes back and throws in, I might have to have a conversation with my boss.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody actually ever expects to win the $1 million.
No.
How cool would that be?
Oh, amazing. But I will say for those 3 people who won before her,
Yeah.
$1 million probably went a lot further than her $1 million will go, which is kind of a sad
I'm
sign of the
sure that
times,
is.
right?
It
But still,
definitely is.
congratulations. I think that's just, it's a game of chance, but it's also a game where you got to know a little bit about words and be able to be clever. And obviously, there's a lot of skill that goes into it as well.
There
So
definitely is some gameplay to it, knowing what to pick so that you can figure it out, but not let somebody else figure it out before you.
have you
and-
ever, okay, this is the last question I'll ask
Okay.
before we go.
All
Have
right.
you ever put your name in the hat to be on a show? Like, have you ever wrote in, like, yeah, I'd love to be on The Price is Right?
I actually have sent off to try to be on The Price is Right and Wheel of Fortune.
Both of them.
And I have not heard, I never heard
you
back.
haven't
from
heard
either.
back yet.
Yet. It's
Uh,
still possible.
I want to know why those 2 shows. Are those the ones that, those are ones that I remember watching
Those-
from almost my entire life.
Yes. Like The Price is Right. Whenever you got to stay home sick from school or over the summer, that was kind of in that middle of the morning time frame when you were kind of inside taking your break and The Price is Right was on, and like my grandma watched
Yes,
it. And so we
totally.
would watch with her.
And I think that's a connection point too to our ancestors. Like I remember it being on at my
Uh-huh.
grandparents' house also.
Yes. They were even watching it. Did you ever watch the movie Flight of the Navigator?
Oh yeah, I love
They
that
were
movie.
watching not Wheel of Fortune. The Price is Right on the Flight of the Navigator. It was on in the evening for whatever
Of
reason,
course.
but it was on, and they were watching it. And so I
Flight of
just
the
thought it would be
Navigator.
really cool to get to go. I
Did
thought
you
I'd be
want one
good
of those
at
little
it.
aliens in Flight of the Navigator?
I
that
kinda
Yeah, I
did.
did too. That he goes and picks up.
It was so cute, the little bitty.
Well,
one.
I think we both need to re-enter
Let's
those
do it.
shows and then see if either
And
one
see
of
if
us
we
are
can get
ever
on.
selected. That'd be
I
amazing.
feel like my big worry if I got on the Wheel of Fortune, because some of it, a lot of it does come down to
You would cuss?
what you spent. I would accidentally cuss out loud. They'd kick me off.
Yes.
It'd be bad.
Was
But
that really
how
your
fun
big
would it be?
worry?
No,
Okay.
that I would like totally just blank out.
Okay.
And I would, because you consult, they say it's so much easier when you're at home. And I
Sure.
totally believe that.
I think I would too, even though I'm
Just
on
blank.
television every day. I feel like when
I
you're
have-
in the moment and you got to decide something and people are watching you, that's a challenge in itself. Just like this has been challenging to get through today. It's so hard to talk to Betsy.
gosh.
In fact, it's so hard. I think you
The
should come back next
slog.
week and we should do it all again.
I'll do it. Let's do it.
Okay, thanks for joining us, everybody. Tons of fun wrapped up in today's show, talking about pop culture, talking about things happening around the area. Also, I don't know, what's the next big sport? Is it padel?
I think it's the
yeah, JLA.
JLA.
It's fun to say,
There we go.
even if we're saying it
JLA.
wrong. Well, as we say every week, folks, you can't be right about everything, but you can be.
Right about now.
You got it. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
2